Hello, my name's Robin Lambert, I'm 19 years old and living with cerebral palsy, but you guys know me as the T-Rex, and you're watching My T-Rex Life. Okay, firstly guys, I would like to start this video by acknowledging that yes, it does look like I'm wearing my pajamas, but no, I am not. I'm simply embracing that Team Cozy lifestyle, and I did in fact get ready for this video. Okay, now on to more pressing issues. Today I want to talk about the word and the movement of cripple. Yeah, I did say cripple, and yes, I do use the word cripple, and yes, I do subscribe to the Cripple Movement. So does this mean that I see myself as a pitiful, useless invalid? No, it doesn't. It just means that I see the power and the strength behind the reclamation of words and the positives that have offshooted from this in creating a movement and a culture surrounding the identity of disability. Now, while I recognise that this word is a pejorative and has historically been used as a slur in a pretty negative manner towards people with disabilities, and in some cases it still is, for me, this video is going to be talking about my use of this word and how I'm taking it back and how many others are for disabled people. I think historically there hasn't been much of a cultural movement surrounding the identity of disability as there has been with race, sexuality, gender. You know, we've had the same fights for, you know, human rights and accessibility and against discrimination, but I don't think, like I said, there's been so much of a culture in terms of art and humor and all of these other things. But now there really is that sense of culture and that sense of pride surrounding the identity of disability, and I think a lot of that does have to do with the reclamation of the word cripple and the embracement of this just being who we are and part of our identity in a way which was sort of supposed rejected a lot of the times in the past. Now, one of the particular movements that I am interested in that is sort of shooted from the reclamation of the word cripple is the hashtag Cripple Punk movement. Now, let me just refer to Urban Dictionary to give you a clear and distinct definition of the hashtag Cripple Punk movement. Now, Urban Dictionary says, the Cripple Punk movement that is exclusively by the physically disabled for the physically disabled, which started on Tumblr. It's about the rejection of pity, inspiration porn, and all other forms of ableism. It ejects the good cripple mythos. Cripple Punk is here for the bitter cripples, the uninspirational cripples, and the cripple who hasn't tried everything but really doesn't need to. Cripple Punk fights internalized ableism and fully supports those struggling with it. Now, to me, that's all awesome. I think that's a pretty strong movement and something that I am very happy to support. But for me, Cripple Punk is more than that. It's about embracing disability as part of who you are. It's about creating this pride and this culture around the disabled identity. For me, it's about being unapologetic. It's about embracing who we are, accepting that, and saying that we don't need to change. We don't need to prescribe to the medical model of disability. This is a societal problem that we need to work on together and make the world more accessible for everyone. It's about rejecting stereotypes of, you know, what it means to be a disabled individual. It's about rejecting the idea that we are passive and placid and, you know, embracing and expressing things such as sexuality and strength, which are often ignored by mainstream media, showing people that we are sexual beings, we are strong beings, we are creative beings, and we're not just these naive, childlike, inspirational, delicate things. I think it's also about being uncensored. It's about talking about our issues in a real and raw manner. It's about not worrying about, you know, being offended or offending others, but just being truthful and not having to hide aspects of our lives so that we can normalize the disabled experience. And this is where, you know, we get offshoots again like hashtag hospital glam, which is showing that the medical environment is just part of our lives. And it's not something that is, so foreign. And it's about normalizing that experience. And people are doing this now through humor, through beauty, through selfies, through vlogging, through art, through poetry. I think it's awesome. I just want to be immersed in it as, people of different identities want to be immersed in their culture. And I think, again, by reclaiming the word cripple, we're taking the power away from those who see disability as being an inherently negative thing, and we're showing them otherwise. And that's why I say things like, I've got cripple swag, and I've got that cripple style, and I'm living that cripple life. And I do it to intentionally shock people, to break down those barriers, to show people that just chill out around disability. This is just who we are. We don't need to be seen as other, we just need to be given the assistance that we need to live an equal life. And that's why my friends call me a cripple. And when I do, when I hilariously drop something in slow motion in true CP style, they'll say, oh, you bloody cripple. Because again, it's about normalizing disability. It's about laughing at these humorous things that happen in our lives because of our disability. It's because we're friends and we have that mutual understanding of each other and we understand each other's identities. So no, that doesn't mean you can just walk up to a disabled person on the street and call them a cripple. It's similar, like I said, it's similar to the way the LGBT community have reclaimed the word queer and turned it into something that's empowering. So anyway, that's enough of me blabbing on. Do yourself a favor and check out the hashtag Cripple Punk on Tumblr, hashtag Hospital Glam, Tumblr, Instagram. Read yourself some cripple literature. And get clued up. Also guys, if you're a disabled individual, let me know in the comment section down below what you think of the reclamation of the word cripple. Do you think it's a positive? Do you think it's a negative? Is it about embracing who you are, or is it something that we should just leave in the past? But most importantly guys, remember to stay shiny, because I love you.